Right, welcome to day six of impromptu speech. So, once again, I have ChatGPT in front of me and I'll be prompting for quotes. And here we go. All right, so I have setting my timer here. So, the three quotes are: Be the change that you wish to see in the world by Mahatma Gandhi. The second one is In the middle of every difficulty lies an opportunity by Albert Einstein. And the last one is To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people that most people exist. That is all by Oscar Wilde. So I have my timer and I will be starting right now. All right, so I'll be starting now. So we all know someone from close or far that says a lot of things about how the way things should be, how people should behave, and whatever. But when it comes to them in their life, they do not respect what they are saying. They're not a good example of that. So, is this something that is this someone that we should actually listen to, or is it better to listen to somebody or actually like believe somebody, someone who is actually aligned with what they're saying and what they're doing, right? Somebody who are the change that they want to see in the world, right? That's why we are for the motion of Be the Change That You Wish to See in the World by Mahatma Gandhi. So, what we understood by that is to be able to lead by example. Why? Well, because if you're not an example for people, why should people follow you? Essentially, right? So, you should be the change that you want to see in the world. And to exemplify that, I have three examples. The first one is coming from an anime which is called Villain Saga with the character of Thorfinn. So Thorfinn is a warrior that have that that has killed a lot of people and eventually becomes a slave. And at that point, all of his goal has completely disappeared and he's wondering what he wants to do with his life. But now that he's a slave, the only thing that he can do is work. But through this time, he reflects, and he reflects on the idea of basically what is a warrior. A warrior to him is somebody who should not fight to fight. That should be able to stop bloodshed. That should be able to talk to people instead of resorting to violence or killing, right? And there's one sentence that he says in the anime, which is, I have no enemy, right? And the moment where he says that is a point where he is faced with a bunch of Viking that are coming to basically take over the land where he's working with. But instead of resorting to violence, which he could have because he's a skilled warrior, which has been on the battlefield for many years, he decided to resort to talking with them and eventually gets through. But, which is something with we totally be crazy to us. When you're faced with violence, you will respond with violence. But him, he decided not to. So he is definitely somebody who is exemplifying the change that he wants to see in the world. The second one is Lian Bassin. So Lian Bassin is an inline skater, which was more uh, popular in the aggressive inline skating. So when I'm talking about aggressive inline skating, it's people who are going down the rail with their skates, basically. But he was really popular in the 90s, and now he's much older. This is something that has gotten a bit less popular, but it still is, but a bit less. And he was somebody who still wanted to skate, right? Skate, but in a way that it was less aggressive on the knees, but still being able to have fun with it, right? So he started to play with skates, to do like some figure to explore, and eventually he came up with this new style of skating, which is called wizard skating, and it's something that he basically like shared with the world, created some inline skate and all. So why does Lian Bassin exemplify the idea of leading by example? It is because he didn't wait for anybody. He took it upon himself to do something to solve a problem that he saw in the world of inline skating. It's like to create a boot that would fit mostly everyone, every level, which you could do more to have more maneuverability, essentially, and was it basically able to achieve it and create a sport, a new style which is less stressful on the knees, and still being creative. Because right now, like most of the popular inline skater, aggressive inline skater, are old and are not people who would do be able like to do like all of this those skate tricks and all. So he was able to solve a problem. So that's why he was able like to lead. That and this is something that shows that he was able to lead by example, and that he exemplified the idea of uh, Mahatma Gandhi, that you should be the change that you wish to see in the world. And the last one is in the world of software engineering, right? So in the world of software engineering, one of the things that we quickly learn is that you should take ownership of the product, right? So you're responsible for the tasks that are being assigned to you, and you should do the work. But if you see a problem that could be solved, you should take ownership. You should come with solution, right? So this idea is something that uh, basically allows to solve more efficiently like the problem in the company, and not just come with problems. Something that advance the product and benefit everybody. If everybody has this way of working with the product, basically it will benefit everybody, right? So once again, it's leading by example. It's being the change that you want to wish to see in the world, or in this case, in the company, right? Because if everybody is really taking ownership, then we can actually go further with this project. So this is why this so it's based on those three examples that I think uh, it is based on those three. No, based on those three example, I am for the quote that you should be the change that you wish to see in the world. So Thorfinn, the warrior from Villain Saga, who decided to not fight in order to achieve his goal rather than resorting to violence. Lian Basson, that created this new style of skating without waiting for anyone to do it with. Created something completely new. And software engineering, the idea of ownership, and that you should come with solution instead of problems, right? All of these examples shows that you should lead by example. That's why I am for the motion that you should be the change that you wish to see in the world. So if you agree with this, put a thumbs up. If you don't, put 2 thumbs down. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you on day 7.